Howell just saw Camille Wolfe to his brother Woolry. Again Hodges. And again they come hard. Well, Jermaine Henry has decided tonight that your guys come close, I'm going to play you hard. And he seems to be involved, not dirty, just very tough. Here's a Juran Brown.
Physical and imposing.
Yep, so you definitely don't want to be a centre forward tonight. Ross Burton. Burke peels off. Coleman does well. This is Ricardo Cousins. Woolry Wolfe. Devon Hodges. Camille Wolfe makes a run, but he goes the other side. This is good football from Humberline. Cousins, who hits the ball powerfully. Juran Brown. Cousins, a former international professional player. Played at Portmore United. Played at Glenmuir first. I don't know if you remember when we got that silver medal at the, I think it was the CSC Games in Barbados, I think, in Brazil. Was it?
I think Argentina. Was it the CSC Games or I think the Pan Am?
It's a Pan Am Games. I think it was, either Brazil or Argentina. We got a silver medal. Kamar Daly played on that team. Ricardo Cousins, my memory serves me correctly, was the captain of that team. Really playing through, and just now you saw the ball on the line, looked as if it went out. The rule says the entire ball has to go across the line. Omar Mills is the assistant referee on this side, and he had a clear look at it and never called it. So oftentimes you see a bit of the ball across the line. Referees, they really do a good job. I mean, they make mistakes like everyone else, but it is tough, and quite often myself and G. John, we will be looking at replays 5, 6, 7 times, and we can't agree. So when the referee gets less than a second to make a decision, if he doesn't get everyone right, then, hey, you kind of have to live with that. I'm not here to question anyone's integrity, so it's a mistake, and you move on. Hodges working hard again, ball taken away from Hodges. This is Kamar Bennett with the ball for Rivoli. Gets it to Ross Burton. Poor play. And Humberline, they come away with it. I think it's Ronaldo Christian who is playing on that far side. Oh. Don't want to fool around with the ball. It was
disappointing from Corey Burke.
Ricardo Campbell really had an opportunity to get rid of the ball. He fooled around with it and almost caused some problems for his team just now.
Of course, this is a fixture. We say these two teams hail from what we call the South Central Confederation. St. Catherine and Clarendon.
Yeah.
Also, I guess St. Elizabeth, Manchester would be a part of that as well.
Skemar, Beckford.
These teams have clashed since 2009, 8 times. 3 victories have gone the way of Humberline, including the only fixture earlier this season in the first round. That was a 1-0 win to Humberline. Devon Hodges, the scorer on that occasion. Rivoli has won once, and 4 drawn results.
Ball stopped here by Humberline again, not fooling around. Ross Burton. This is Garrison with the ball. Corey Burke is to the right. Corey Burke takes his eye off the ball. So, not a bad game. 25 minutes and a bit gone. We haven't had a goal, but it's been pretty pacey. And maybe just one little action in front of the Rivoli goal. Nothing really great so far, but pretty decent game.
Yes, neither team really looking to concede anything to the other. Both coming with their intentions of attacking. Not too much respect, I think, being paid. Or fear.
Corey Burke loses possession. Ross Burton gets it back, then he gives it up. Woolry Wolfe gets it back. Humberline in green. In case you've just joined, we welcome you to our Monday Night Football. Hugh Howell, Excelsior, and played at Waterhouse for a while. I think he was at Tivoli. Was he at Tivoli too? I'm not certain.
I think he left Waterhouse to come across to Humberline about 3 seasons ago.
Camille Wolfe. This is Ricardo Cousins. Gets it inside to Rivoli. Very skillful player. Coleman back to Wolf. Howell.
So at the moment, Humber Line looking to just retain possession. I think one of the objectives of Duki coming in, they're not really breaking down Rivoli at the moment, so they're content to retain possession and then maybe penetrate.
Howell. Juran Brown misses. And this is Davian Garrison. Kimar Beckford does well to keep possession. Ball played through for the overlapping Garrison. Very, very good tackle from Ricardo Campbell. Campbell to Camille Wolf. Brown. But that's where you start. That's where you start. You have to have the ball if you want to score. So that's the first thing you need to do is keep possession. Oh, beautifully done. Beautifully done. What was the call? Mr. Mills, his flag stayed down. Not certain what Mr. Terrell saw. There is Calvert Fitzgerald. Very intense look. I'm not certain what Mr. Let's look at this again, G. John. You tell me what went on just now because Mr. Mills was close.
It's definitely going to be going on the spot. Ball from Campbell in high. Let's see if it's a handball first of all. Arm. I think it's the handball call. Ball landed on the arm of Hodges.
No, Mr. Tudor has great eyesight.
Sharp
Because even after the replay, I couldn't be certain it was a handled ball. Here comes Humber Line. Ball played through. Blocked easily by Moulton. Almost.
Flag up, offside.
Well, hang on, Mr. Tyrrell looks like he has a cut or something.
Ronaldo Christian. Full back for Humber Line.
Oh, so he's gonna have to go off the park again. The officials at Humber Line watching and listening, we need some bigger numbers in your shirt. Make it easier for old folk like G. John so we could see what's going on.
They're really not doing us any favors at all.
No, they're not.
And that patch of black in the back, that doesn't help. Taking up all the space.
Yeah, and then when you look at, especially when you get a chance, you look at Hodges' number, and it has the logo in the number, and it's really difficult to see.
It's a good thing these are very familiar players in the league.
And we're not too far away.
And we're not too far away.
Most of the times at the stadium, you're way at the top, and so let's hope he's going to be all right. And he looks like he got caught somewhere.
Yes, bleeding, definitely.
I didn't see what happened. I don't know if Brian could search to see if he could find out what went on. I didn't see anything. Free kick to Humber Line. Sean Coleman. So Donovan Duki has made some tactical changes, hasn't he? Because the Juran Brown, I'm not certain if I know Coleman normally plays in the right wing back. Right
Juran Brown probably was at centre back maybe.
Yeah, and then Howell was in the middle of the park.
Howell was in the middle of the park for long stints, but
yeah. So he's made some changes, but it seems to have been, or it seemed to have worked for him. This is Wolverine Wolf. Humber Line players at the top of the box. Howell comes and doesn't get it, and Rivoli will clear their lines. Beckford is by himself. Good first touch. Kimar Beckford tries to find Ross Burton and does. Not a great first touch, but he keeps possession. His second touch is not as good as the first one, and that's going to be a foul against Campbell.
An offensive foul. It's talking about the defensive record, the disciplinary record of Rivoli as far as card accumulation is concerned. The impressive thing about them, their aggression really comes from the front line. You look through the team and the stats, the defenders haven't accumulated a lot of cards, more than 2 or 3 all season. And the man who may be in card trouble tonight on 4 yellow cards at the moment is actually Corey Burke, who's the center forward. That means that they're defending from the front, and his play often maybe just a bit too aggressive. But you want your dominant center forwards. You see Diego Costa ruffling feathers of backlines across the English Premier League at the moment.
Yeah, well, coaches and everyone says that. when you have the ball, everyone is an attacker, and when you lose the ball, everyone is a defender. And sometimes when teams do well defensively, it's because they defend well as a team, not necessarily just the defensive players, not just the back line. And you're right, you want to start defending as early. That's what people call high press. Here's Beckford, comes to the back post, and Crooks realized that he probably wasn't certain where he was and decided, let me just give up the corner so I don't get too fancy. So coaches want to see that. I use the word forward checking in hockey is what they say. You want to stop them as quickly as possible. Now, the South American type of game will back off and allow you to play. Here's the corner kick. Comes back to Beckford. He could get a shot here. This is Kamar Beckford. He does get a shot and we get another corner. So the Brazilians, even though things are changing a bit, and some people say they play football, but they allow you to play. So some teams will back off to half line or something like that and just allow you to play. So it seems like they're going to make a change there. Someone is cut, obviously. Here's Damian Crooks. He handles this one much better. So who was the player that?
It was Ronaldo Christian,
Ronaldo
the
Christian.
left full back.
Yep, it looks like he got hurt, got cut, and he's been looked at by the medical team.
He was bleeding quite a lot. Seeing the frame of the play, it's looking like...
So they're going to bring in Fabian Pasco, who will come in for Ronaldo Christian. Yeah, which is unfortunate.
Early setback, I suspect.
So
Pasco.
Christian is on the sideline already.
Pasco normally deployed as a central midfield player.
Yep.
Let's see if the adjustment, if it's a straight swap, and he'll go into that role or someone else will take it up as the game progresses.
So in the 33rd minute, folks, in case you're keeping your stats. And coaches, again, that's difficult for coaches because here's Burton. Oh, he fell awkwardly.
And hard.
Yep. Free kick, no card. Look at this.
Heading Burke. Oh, just dropping on that shoulder.
It was Ricardo Campbell who
as
came
well.
across. Yeah.
Ricardo Campbell, he accumulated 2 yellow cards in the red card he earned in this last fixture. So far, hard tackles going in, but none meriting a caution.
Yep. Free kick to Rivoli. 1, 2, 3, 4 targets inside the box. See if he could get any of them. He doesn't. To Sean Coleman, who heads out, and Pasco gets his first touch. Took a little while to play that ball, but his team will keep possession.
And Burke is in trouble because he's on the ground grimacing, really writhing in pain at the moment. So it's not looking good from this vantage point.
Oh, maybe Cumberland, they had a forced change. Maybe Rivoli will need to do something close to the half time.
Or maybe the magic water will
Yep. Here's Kamar Beckford.
relieve his discomfort.
Garrison tried to get it back through to Beckford. Difficult, was always going to be difficult. And Damian Crooks.
At the moment, Humberline plugging all those passing lanes. Try to really split the defense and put it through a channel, but defensive cover for Humberline dealt with it.
Cousins goes long.
Graham it looking, getting the header back, the right back for Rivoli safely.
This Garrison gets it to right. Still right with the ball. He has some support from Jeremy Nelson. Back to Nelson from Kamar Bennett. Now Nelson looking to Kamar Beckford. Back to Bennett. Burke is back on the park. There he is. So he's fine. That's good news. First touch is poor.
Need to work on that. Really giving himself a hard time.
Here's Donovan Ducky, Army man, yelling some instructions. Also the coach at Manchester High. And, coach is coaching the youngsters and coaching the older youngsters.
I think they've
it's a difference, you know. It's a different.
It's an art.
It's different to coach schoolboys, young players, and older players. Here's Garrison, very involved. Ball almost went back through to Davian Garrison, broken up.
Kemar Bennett.
Bennett with the left-footed shot.
Solid hit.
Didn't miss by much, did it?
Really put his boot through it. Didn't go too high, but just drifting wide. Had it been on target, it certainly would have tested Crooks.
Damien Crooks in goal for Humble Lion. So again, a very spirited contest so far. Not a classic, obviously, but end-to-end stuff. Tough football. Both teams given as much as they've got. This is Sean Coleman. Hodges again with his back to goal and turns beautifully. That's really good stuff from Devon Hodges. That's not as good as the turn.
Yeah, but he looked to be in a spot of bother and he just weaved himself out of it.
Yeah.
Maintaining control of the ball.
Yeah. Again, I repeat myself, folks, but he does really, really well with his back to the goal. And not all players have that ability. Christian trying to get it to Hodges, broken up. Howell, Coleman. Now Hodges flicks it up to Ricardo Cousins. Gets it to Camille Wolf. Here comes Humble Lion. No goals yet in this one. I was going to say good ball, but broken up. Christian on the far side waiting for that.
Yeah, Graham again heading clear of Christian. And Christian has left the left-hand side all night, so.
Yep, this is Pasco.
And there's Graham again.
Kevin Graham with the tackle. Wolf tries to find his brother and does. Woolridge to Camille. Wright comes close. Quite a competent wing-back so far, and Garrison comes to help him out.
Good teamwork. Good teamwork in defense from Rivoli.
Now it's played out by the hard tackling Henry. Jermaine Henry comes to Howell, Campbell, Ricardo Campbell, and this is Sean Coleman. Ricardo Cousins, back to Coleman. Good movement again by Humble Lion. Juran Brown. Devon Hodges breaks away and calls for it. He will take it beautifully again. That's good football. Here's Camille Wolf. His brother is at the back post. He goes across. Christian tries to get it back in. He'll keep possession. Pasco is close. He could give it to Pasco, and he does now, the substitute. And needs a good cross here. That's not a bad one. It's a teasing one, but Bartley does well with it.
And you see
it wasn't
the
as
value,
good as I thought.
the value of a centre forward who can hold it up. But
yep. Here's Corey Burke. Garrison's on the far side. He could play it inside. Oh, maybe he should have played it across goal. Kemar Beckford. Never had a whole lot of support, truth be told. Garrison was a little bit behind the play and a little wide, so can't give him a hard time for that.
ball slipped inside to Kemar Beckford from Corey Burke. Well onside. Coming in, had one man to beat. Just look at him drag it to the near post. Well covered by Crooks. No keeper worth their salt should be beaten under near post.
Yeah, it took too long for the support. And Brian, I'll ask you to show that again. You're going to see the space in front of goal that no one filled. And I said earlier that he should have played it in front of goal, but truth be told, there was
no one capitalize.
Waiting there. Now look here when the ball is played through. Now look at this space behind the last man in defense. There's no one there. This is an empty space. Right now, if you had someone coming in there, well, obviously it would have brought defensive players also. But if you could beat the defensive players, and, Mr. Tyrrell very close. No call. Wolf didn't get that one. Coleman plays it through to Hodges again. He keeps possession. The left-footed shot is blocked. Devon Hodges is really proving to be a handful for the defenders. He doesn't have much support when he turns, but he hasn't given up. I don't think he's lost the ball more than maybe once since the start of the game. And Rivoli, end-to-end stuff, folks.
Yes.
Really needs a goal here. Ball coming across goal. Damien Crooks gets there before Corey Burke. So we're just going from one end to the other.
Trading attacks at the moment, but the defense line standing up firm.
Yeah, Pasco from Cousins. to Christian. Wolf is inside. This is the captain. Well, actually, that's Camille Wolf. Christian has come across to the right-hand side now, so Camille Wolf has gone to the left-hand side, so they've been a switch.
Finally, Christian having no joy from Graham.
Yep. So he decided, you come take some of the kicks that I've been getting over here. This is how it.
Let's see if Wolf has better luck.
Yep.
Camille Wolf, that is.
Cousins to Juran Brown. Humberline really keeping possession. You're right. They haven't penetrated as much and as well as Coach Ducky would have wanted. But they're keeping possession, which is the start. Pasco flicks it up. Hodges again. Juran Brown. Well, this is Christian with the ball. Gives it up to Corey Burke. And if you look at the Rivoli defense now, no one attacks the ball. Well, not attacks the ball, but they don't come forward as quickly as they can. Here's Bennett. Gets inside the box and goes for goal. That might go for a throw, well, it goes for a kick. But if you notice, Rivoli, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players just hanging back, just waiting to see what will happen. And they really need to get players in attack when they win the ball.
Trying not to overcommit, but again, you're not going to score if you don't have the numbers as well.
Have to take chances sometime.
Having players running in behind
and
into those spaces.
And if you attack and you leave 3 or 4 players at the back, here's Camille Wolf. Again, heavy tackle by Kevin Graham. Not taking any prisoners.
Wolf getting no joy either, so.
Yeah, so if you leave 3 or 4 players at the back.
Here is it, and coming from behind, so having the pace to catch up with the play. Good foot speed shown by the right back.
Yep. Wolf will get the call. So I was saying, G. John, if you leave 3 or 4 players at the back and a counter-attack reaches you, if those 3 or 4 players can't stop that, it's not the formation. Maybe it's the wrong 3 or 4 players.
It's a personnel
at the back.
problem.
Yeah, you know, so you really don't need to keep 7 and 8 people behind the ball all the time. There's Wolf.
So at the moment, I would say Rivoli lacking a transition game because needing numbers to join up, especially from midfield to run in behind to those spaces.
They don't get there quickly enough. They don't get there quickly enough because even just now, as you saw the replay when Kamar Bennett got it, Garrison was on his way, but it took him a little while and he was certainly late. Is that Hodges?
Yes, it is. Won't be proud of that effort.
No.
Went for it. Direct hit on goal. But a lot of people, when football at the highest level, when you say the pace of the game, you know, that's the pace that kills you, the pace in which the team, how they move as a team, and in that transition, getting into those spaces and opportunities, making the runs, pulling off. Yep. And that really creates pressure on the defense line, especially when it's a counter-attack.
Yep. And to be fair to our local players, it's hard to play with a lot of pace unless you have a really good surface because the ball, you spend more time looking at the ball than the players around you and what you can do with the ball.
Also high levels of fitness.
Yep, and when the surface is good, if the pass is on its way to you, you don't have to keep your eye on the ball because you know it's going to roll through and it's going to roll true. If you understand,
so it's more predictable
right, it's more
with
predictable.
A better surface.
But this one, when the surfaces are not good, then you have to keep your eye on the ball. Again, Devon Hodges does beautifully, and Bartley also does well to ensure that Jermaine Christian doesn't get that ball.
That almost got to us here at the coach board.
No. 2 minutes of time to be added on. You can see we just cheated a bit and saw the number board.
No clear-cut chances really, but good offensive runs by both teams.
Yep. Wolf to his brother Camille. Graham is there. It's no surprise. Graham is still there. And still no surprise.
And he wins it cleanly.
Yeah, Ross Burton will come away with it.
Good defensive work.
Yep. Is there an official name to the number board? Or is it the number board?
I'd have to check that.
I think I kind of gave it that name myself. But you know all these things, G. John. I'm a little disappointed that.
I'll take a note of that.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed that you're not going to tell me that it's called the blackboard or something like that.
Well,
what is the board?
No, it's digital. Back in the day, it was just a card that was held up.
It's a digital number board. Here comes Christian to Hodges. Back to Jermaine Christian. Could something happen here? Camille Wolf on the far side. Still Camille Wolf. Lost his footing. Lost his footing and it goes behind.
Goal kick.
Lost his footing. Really good attack.
Graham's clearance to tidy things up crashed into Wolf.
Yep.
Almost created an attempt on goal, the Power.
Good stuff from Humberland. They came forward very, very quickly, so they're playing well.
Christian, really a great pass, splitting, finding the man in space on that break.
Well, I'm told it's called the substitution board. You know, these referees just decide to give
It's
them.
called the substitution board.
So what about
what's
when you put up a
Time
time added on? Is that you're substituting the time, Sir Keeble? Thanks, my friend. So it's called the substitution board, I'm told.
Well, I guess that's its main job,
Well,
in fairness.
I am going to question.
But I would question it.
My good friend Keeble. Here comes Garrison. Woolry Wolf does well. Again, that's what you call defending as a team. He comes all the way back, and Mr. Tyrrell has seen enough. 47 minutes and a bit, and it's the end of the first half. A pretty decent and exciting and pacey first half. No goals, but some pretty decent football from both teams. And I think, who do you think the better chance went to? Do we have any clear-cut chances?
No
I don't
real
think
clear-cut chances. Couple opportunities created by poor grabs from the Rivoli keeper. But outside of that, nothing too clear-cut. Defense, the winner so far. We've seen good, tight, compact defenses. And where there have been gaps, good covering work as well, especially by Rivoli. So,
half-time, folks. Rivoli 0, Humberland 0 in the South Central Derby. That's the only way we could put it. Goalkeeper.
they're doing it.
Yep, Sharon Bartley getting a little treatment before he goes into the dressing room. So no goals in the first 45.
So highlights probably dominated by crunching tackles, tight clearances, and shots going wide. But let's see how things evolved in the first half of this fixture. Humberland coming into this unbeaten in 7, and early on they will be testing Shannon Bartley in the Rivoli goal. Corey Burke standing up strong, but no power on the shot and that execution. Looking to chip the keeper was Woolry Wolf from range, not getting that on target. This header safely dealt with. That was a firm shot from midfield from Kemar Bennett. Then it was Kemar Beckford's turn. His shot just going by the upright. The keeper Crooks having that one well covered. So it's been tight in the first half. We look at the stats. Defensive teams pretty much playing their role, keeping the attackers at bay. Come second half, I'm sure both will be looking forward to breaking down the compact defenses at the moment.
All right, so not a great crowd here at the Tony Spalding Sports Complex, but that's because Arnett Gardens, they're not involved. But we're seeing a pretty good mid-table clash here. And it's between number 5 and number 7, Humberland and Rivoli, and both teams playing well. It was
probably equal in possession, maybe just giving the edge to Humberland, who kept it quite a lot in their own half. Rivoli on the counter. We see the stats. On target, only 1, and that was to Rivoli. 3 off target, 2 off target for Humberland. Pretty much same with the fouls. 1 more to Rivoli with 6. 1 offside call against Humberland. 3 corners, all to Rivoli. So on those counters, they've been getting in behind. The defense has been doing the job for Humberland. Now we go to Denique with another fan.
Thank you, G. John. All right, guys, it's not the most exciting of matches that we've had, but Humberland and Rivoli are playing a good match tonight. And I have with me here another Rivoli fan. I don't know why the Humberland fans are hiding. Kevin, who came all the way from Atlanta to see his team tonight. All right, how you feel about the game so far?
Well, I feel great about the game. Even contest, I think Rivoli playing the better ball game. You understand? Rivoli defense line containing the Humberland attacking third, attacking force. So all Rivoli need to do now, the midfielder need to get into the game right now and provide our attackers with more opportunity towards goal. Because otherwise, I'm Arnett Garden, a Rivoli at the artist team right now.
Sounding like a true fan, man. All right, what do you think they need to do to make sure they get those 3 points tonight?
All right, what they really need to do right now, I get the lethal strikers on the ball right now, like Corey Burke and Kemar Beckford right now, you understand, because defensively, we are well intact defensively, right? So we just need, the midfielders just need to take control over the game right now and get our lethal strikers in the game.
All right, cool. Thank you, Kevin. Corey Burke, he seems to be a pretty well-known guy, especially amongst the fans. All right, tonight we go to our halftime feature for the night, which is actually a team profile on Humble Lion. Take a look.
My name is Jermaine Christian. Denzel Watson. I'm on the McLeod Humble Lion Football Club, and you're watching Red Stripe Football Mondays.
With humble beginnings dating back to 1974, this football club is no longer limited to the group of Rastafarians to which it claims its start. Today, the team still calls home the popular Effortville Community Center where it began, nestled in the central parish of Clarendon. Humble Lions was promoted to the Jamaican National Premier League for the first time at the end of the 2008-2009 season, making their debut in Jamaica's top-tier football competition. Humble Lion boasts a quality lineup: Woolry Wolf, Sean Coleman, Roberto Fletcher, and Omando McLeod, which together they bring experience and skill to the field of play.
Playing for Humble Lion at times is the greatest feeling, and at times it's not a great feeling because normally we go through a lot of pressure from spectators and things, but it's getting better because we're doing better in the league. So it's good.
The team, through its Mike Henry stewardship, has undergone several changes, from player personnel to coaches and administration. With an academy setup now in place, Humble Lion is sought to attract and harness young talents from across the central region with the hope of cashing in on their future endeavors.
The thing I like about football is it's a team thing. One person can't play football, so we go enough places together. We play a lot of games, we play card packs and dominoes in our spare times and all these things. You gotta unite, come together and play together and enjoy the game.
Having now gained enough league experience, Humble Lion is looking to make a push for the elusive Premier League title, as they hope that with all the hard work they've put in, the coveted prize in local football should be in their trophy cabinet soon.
Let me tell you about Humble Lion. Right now we are the Humble Lion. In the concrete jungle, up on the field we are king like Humble Lion. We no make ball for Humble Lion. We no drink and junk for a Humble Lion.
Grab a red stripe, start the game.
G-John, was that you? That voice sounded like you lived abroad for a long time. But that's, I don't know if you heard that voice. By the way, again, we want to send a big shout out to some of our favorite bars where you can enjoy a cold red stripe and you could watch the game. Dawn's Bar, Grange, Hanover. Hello, everyone down there. Nikki Bar in White House, Westmoreland, Lighthouse Bar in Runaway Bay, St. Anne. And Henry's Bar, Falmouth. Spontaneous Pub, Brunswick Street, Twisted Bar and Grill in Seaford, St. Thomas. And again, good evening, and so glad to have you guys with us watching the game here at the Tony Spalding Sports Complex. If you're watching, I'm sure you would know that that's the score. Rivoli 0, Humble Lion 0, pretty decent 45 minutes. One change so far. Humble Lion player got cut and had to come off the park, and they made the switch. So 45 minutes to go. And we're going to take a break. We'll come back and show you that. Stay with us.
Bartender, run a red stripe for the winning team.
Whichever team you choose, grab a red stripes. Start the game.
Must be 18 years and older. Drink responsibly.